The way I reconcile customer journey with my framework is I kind of treat the key actions for realizing value in my framework, in my template, is meant to take those key moments, right? Like the key things that have to happen for that ecosystem player to get the value. And I think starting chronologically is okay. Like in the example of Facebook Marketplace, if you're trying to sell something, like the things that have to happen, right? Absolutely have to happen is if you're a seller, for example, is you need to have something to sell. Can I track that? No, but you do need it, right? And so I'm not going to set a metric against someone having something to sell, but I might think about it. But then they need to come in the product and they need to create a listing. Do I want to track listings created? Yes. Does every listing that gets created get published? No. Sometimes you start a listing and you fail to publish, right? So I want to also track listings published. And then I also want to track like what happens after a listing is published if I get the value as a seller. Well, so eventually I want to sell my thing. So what has to happen between publishing the listing and having and marking the thing as sold? Well, I need to get some inquiries. Well, can I get inquiries if people don't view my product? No, people have to view the product. So I get like views for my listing. So I have the views, I get inquiries, and then I ultimately ideally sell it. So the key events there is you could think about them along that journey. There could be an infinite number of them if you take every micro interaction and track it, right? But I think the high level events are start drafting a listing, publish a listing, um, get my listing viewed, get my first inquiry, and ultimately get more inquiries and sell. So you could even boil that down more into like, you could argue that drafting the listing is maybe not something Zuck cares about. Like, how many people are coming into the selling marketplace and like drafting listings? Like, I don't think Zuck might care about that. He probably cares about how much shit got sold in the marketplace, like how many items, how many dollars. And then there's a point working backwards from that where he won't care anymore, right? Um, so I think I would probably boil it down to like listings published, listings that get inquiries, like at least one inquiry, and then listings that get sold. Like those are almost like you could argue those are the three key steps, like publish, get inquiry, sell. Obviously, you have to do all that in your head live in a real interview, which is challenging. I'm not trying to take away from I'm not trying to make this sound easy, right? But I do want you to know it's doable and it's feasible and it's people do it every day, right? People pass these interviews every day by doing what we're talking about.